It is about to get pretty deep, pretty heavy. So let's see if we can have a little fun and move around the country. We are in week 2 of Power of the Mastermind. There you go. I was going to say Think or Rich, but we're in like week 40 of Think or Rich. Power of the Mastermind. Now let's break this down. I forget how because this is actually a new year now for us in real time. Be later for you when you're watching this later, but a mastermind. Everybody process this information real quick. In a mastermind is where your greatest results come from. Can anyone tell me why before we go deeper? I want to use this as a launching pad and go deeper and deeper. Someone tell me why in a mastermind your greatest results come.
Because in a mastermind you have more than one thought process. You have more than just your mind on a particular event or whatever you're trying to do.
That's absolutely keep messing it up. That's absolutely correct. Let's go deeper in that. Now we got to the answer faster. I got you, Chantel. You have one mind and other minds focus on one thing. And this is what she said, why it's better. Chantel, let me hear from you.
In the the experience, you are with somebody where you're harmonizing. Okay.
Okay, so, I thought that was your background the whole time. That was somebody else. Okay, start over.
Okay. Thinking of experience, when you are able to be in the same harmonic, have harmony with someone and same vibration, I think that's just powerful for mastermind, and to stay on the same frequency, go up, have somebody to bring you up, maybe, so harmony.
That's all facts too, and it brings us to a second point inside of this one. Evody, I'm coming to you next. What Deanna said was all these thought energy and focus on one thing. What Chantel said was the harmony of this thought energy, focus on one thing. Evody, let's hear from you.
You'll be able to tap into areas of genius that aren't your own, therefore reach out and expand into places that you wouldn't have otherwise.
That is another fact, and I actually wasn't expecting that one, and that's probably the most important of these facts. But good job, Evody, with the curls, right? That's probably the most effective of this. You have using different forms of genius. It's very important and also powerful. Can anyone think of something else? Organized intelligence, Shannon says. Shannon is correct. So we have 4 things there. And the organized intelligence is actually different from everything else. Let's someone type these in chat for me. Deanna said, thought energy being focused in one area. Chantel said, harmony of these thoughts, these people, this energy. Who's third? Evody said diversity. You're tapping into the different genius levels and genius aspects of others, because I know in an argument we think we always right, but the truth is outside that argument we ain't right. And then Shannon just said it's organized intelligence. Someone do me a favor and text our Hawaii people and let them know that we're here just in case. I know, but just in case, give them the opportunity. Okay, everyone got that? Those are 4 things. Got those 4 things? Let's see if we can get some more. Anyone else?
The spiritual element. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Break down spiritual element for me.
Well, just like in the Bible, I guess that would be the simplest way to say it, where it say two or more are gathered in my name. So if you got all these people focused on the same thing, like you talking about having the same energy, it's a another element that comes into that where it gives it strength, where people can line up and go there. Just is what was it, synchronicity or whatever you want to call it, and things just start happening when you got all these people focused on the same thing. And yeah, I really don't know how to explain it, but
no, you explained it well. You explained it well. I just want you to break it down. We'll call that. We won't lump it. We'll partner or cousin it with what Chantel said, the harmony of things. But we will respect this difference, because you're basically saying this is
something outside
God.
of us.
Yes, this is God getting along with himself. Yeah, why not? He brought up spirituality, but I mean, how can a house divided stand? You do understand that if your fingers decide to disagree with each other, your hand ain't gonna work too well. It's crazy. We love harmony in our body, but we don't want it in our mastermind groups. But this subject is for to make me walk hard. Let's go. We have okay. Now, while I want to, first off, all of you define the greatness here of mastermind, of why this is important and powerful. Let's break down, Deanna. We're going to go in order, and I'm just going to offer something more deep in each one, and I'm going to let you all talk about it. Deanna said thought energy. She didn't say it that way, but she said thought and energy, and I'm putting together thought energy. Remember, matter, this book only exists because of what? How does matter come into existence? Energy what? It's not just energy. No, go unmute your mic.
Energy being put into one area over and over and over and over again.
There you go. Good. Good. We got energy in one area over and over and over and over again, and that produces matter. It's the only way. It is what E equals MC squared means. It's energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. This means that mass is so massy. That's not a word. Mass is so massy that 186,000 kilometers a second, speed of light, times 2 is trapped inside of mass. Each element of mass has 2 times the speed of light inside of it. That's how much energy is in mass. Is everyone processing that? I said it a little simple that time. Okay. You do understand that to go as fast as the speed of light, you must use a lot of energy. Okay. Let's see if I can do it a different way. The speed of light is... okay, I'm trying to dumb this down. That's a lot of energy. You cut the lights on. Does it buffer and then cut on? No, lights don't buffer. No, you cut the lights on. You got a little circle that happens in the living room until then, boom, then it cuts on. No, that's how the way light works. Exactly. Light is so powerful. It takes 8 minutes. Someone do me a favor. Someone Google the distance between the sun and planet Earth. Someone Google that for me. I'm going to let you Google that before I finish what I was going to say. I just want to show you how powerful this mastermind is, but we got to talk about light here in a second. You got it? Okay, unmute your mic and let me know. Deanna has it.
Okay, here we go. It is 92.96 million miles.
Thank you very much. 92.96 million miles away. Million, as in an M, as in a lot. That's a long flight. Okay. All right. It takes light 8 minutes to go from the sun to the earth. Yeah, I missed me. Do you understand how quickly you would fly from Texas to California if you moved as fast as light? You would get there in maybe 0.003 of a second. Maybe. You pack your bags, you get on there, and you change. Yeah. That's right. You just change the time zones where you before you can even say stewardess. It's before the word comes out your mouth. You're already in California. That's how fast light is. And what I'm telling you is, mass has that speed times 2 in it. That energy times 2. There's enough energy in this book right here to power America for 30 days. Everybody follow me? All right. Now, why did I beg say all that? Because she said thought energy. When you put 22 people thinking of one thing, it must be achieved. I'm trying to help somebody now. I'm trying to help somebody. One person can achieve it because that's how much, what's the greatest form of energy there is? Thought. Now watch this. You have the greatest form of energy and thought. Now you're going to put 22 of the greatest forms of energy focus on one thing. Any group in Chantel's harmony focused on one thing is unstoppable. Somebody repeat to me what I just said. Anybody?
That basically, like at the gym, in a class. Why do they have classes for gym? Because everybody's on the same harmony. We're all here for the same goal. You're going to sweat. I mean, I'm not saying you would, I don't know, but you probably would work harder, sweat harder than when you're by yourself. You're with other people, right? Is that what you kind of said? Okay.
That, yeah, I'm saying that. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm saying that and more. Someone else jump in.
Antonio,
Yes, sir.
if I may, what we're looking at is what we're looking at is the power of the collective focus on one process, one end result. So when you have that much force going one direction, how can not achieve its goal?
Scientifically, it's impossible for you not to achieve your goal. Dr. Shannon Clark posted it in one. We have a group that we communicate in, and Shannon Clark, doctor, said if you can think it, it's realistic. You cannot think of something that's not realistic. I wish I had somebody. I'm trying to. I'm trying to get to them. If you can think it, it's realistic. Period. This is not negotiable. If you can think it, it's realistic. Because you can't think of something that does not exist. No matter how unrealistic poor people will tell you, if you think of it, you have to have an equivalent vibration or manifestation of it to even think of it. You can't exist in up and not have the equal of up, which is down. And you can't think of your dreams or think of your nightmares and not have your dreams. This is why, I'm going to help you Bible scholars out. God will tell you, in your weakness, my strength is made perfect. Because the weaker you get is the opportunity to get strong in the greatest perfection there is. Got it? Harmony. Let's go to Chantel now. Mastermind harmony. Now, I said this off camera, I said on camera. Some of you want to be in harmony with everything else but your dreams. I say this with kind of gentle kindness. Not that much though, because I want to disrupt your soil.
Yeah,
Whatever
you get scared.
yeah. Whatever you have in your life right now, you are in harmony with. I want everybody right now, take a cold, hard look at your life. Actually, you know what? You make this hurt worse. Take a cold, hard look at 2018. Do that for me. Go back to last year. Go on, do that. Go on, make that happen. You were in harmony with all of that. I got somebody. That's it. You were in harmony with all of it. You can't. It couldn't exist if you weren't in harmony with it. Now, if you were in harmony with Good Harvest, good job. You did good. You did good. You did a really good job. If you had some drama, well, good job. You were in harmony with drama. You went to jail, good job. You were in harmony with jail. All of this is a good job. It's just not a good job that serves you. Got me? Harmony is very important to a mastermind because without harmony is just a vibration. Without harmony, a choir doesn't sound well or sound good. That's different. They don't. Have you heard the men's choir on 400? Let me talk to my folks that know something about some church. Let me dedicate for a second. Have you heard these men sing? The old lady in the back talking about, help them, Lord. Right? That's not harmony. that's not harmony. But they hearts in it though. Their hearts in it. That's not harmony. You're not gonna buy that album. Come on now, don't. How many of you have bought a men's choir album? Come on, let me hear. Who among you? Who among you is waiting to go out there and buy an album with no harmony? Or how many of you, as I heard you sing, that harmony? I do what I can, Shannon. I do what I can. I'm working on that harmony part. How many of you want to play a piano with the same keys? If a piano had all the same keys, would it be music? You ever heard a 3-year-old just get on there and beat on the piano? That's exactly what that would be. All of you must be different, but if you work in harmony, you're a beautiful symphony. You're Beethoven. What was that fourth one? Someone typed it. It was Shannon that typed it. Someone said Williams Brothers. Fix that. Oh yeah, you're right. Williams Brothers is good. The only one. That's it. You have to reach for that one. Yeah, but Williams Brothers is good. What was the one Shannon said? Organized intelligence, which is when you organize intelligence to specific or specified knowledge, you're unstoppable. Here's what I'm trying to get across to all of you. It's very simple, and hopefully you are vibing with this. If you are in a mastermind, you render yourself unstoppable. Everybody write that down. If you are in a mastermind, yeah. Corey said the Winans. He's right. All of them can sing. Yeah, all the Winans can sing. They were singing in birth. Came out the womb holding it up. Yeah, all the Winans can sing. If you're in the, that's what I was trying to think. If you're in a mastermind, you render yourself unstoppable. Take 6. That's what I went to R&B. Ain't they from Houston too? I know H-Town is. Okay. If you he's talking about take 6. If you render yourself, you're gonna say Shy next. If you render yourself in a mastermind group, You're unstoppable. You're already unstoppable, but when you act as one body, the laws of this universe submit to you. Everyone write this down. Most people don't understand this. Successful people are people who are constantly in harmony with the laws of success. Successful people are people who are constantly in harmony with the laws of success. Write this down. Unsuccessful people are people who are rarely in harmony with the laws of success. Unsuccessful people are rarely in harmony with the laws of success. A couple of things I want to point out here. Thing number one, somebody just went, well, what's the laws of success? This is why emulation is such a powerful tool. I'm helping somebody right now. If you don't understand, if you don't know, if you don't have the education, that doesn't matter. Because if you pattern someone who is successful, you will be. Shannon, let me hear from you.
So one of my favorite quotes of the book, and I'll read it, it's in the first page of this chapter. It says, power may be defined as organized and intelligently directed knowledge. And the reason why it became my favorite line of this chapter is because that's what I learned from being part of a mastermind, is when my intelligence was lifted and aligned with the other 6 people, is when I saw what I thought was an unimaginable acts occur in everybody's life. And so what I wanted to share was that if you look back over your life, if any of you are not in a mastermind or have never been in one, I encourage you to get in one. This is sort of, kind of, maybe, but it's nothing like what you can have if you honestly get into a mastermind group. Because what happened was I stopped operating in the field of my life and I started operating in the know, because we operate in feeling a lot, and that's why we don't get anything that we want. That's why we don't obtain our dreams. That's why our wheel keeps spinning instead of taking off in the forward direction, because we're always reacting emotionally to things that occur in our life. When I got into the mastermind, I stopped reacting emotionally to things that occurred in my life, and I started responding intelligently. When you respond intelligently as an individual, that helps you, but you're learning that, and you're getting that power, and you're getting that energy from the mastermind. Once you master that as an individual, the other individuals in your mastermind are mastering that or have mastered that too. And so the collective begins to respond intelligently. Now, all the while, you're working on your dreams, you're staying connected, but it's more than obtaining $1. It's obtaining an awareness to where you can get whatever you want. Everybody in my mastermind doesn't want $1 billion. Will we take it? Yeah, but that's not everybody's dream. However, if Tony gets $1 billion, Shannon's right behind getting $1 billion in some form or fashion, because that's how we're connected in the mastermind. But I couldn't do that if I was still operating in the field of things and not in the intelligence and in the knowledge of things. That's where my power came from as an individual, and that's where our power comes from in a mastermind. And that's all I wanted to offer, because that really helped me, and I'm hoping that it'll help somebody else.
Yes. And I'm getting ready to let Tempest add her input as well. Before we let her come behind that, someone not of my mastermind, my staff, someone not us, Tell us what you just learned from what Shannon said.
I got out of that, well, one thing she said, word for word, stop emotionally reacting and intelligently responding. That hit me powerfully because you basically feed off of everyone. You guys are feeding each other, learning from each other, growing with each other, and are better able to now, like, one person makes 10 steps forward, everyone makes 10 steps forward, may not be physically, but maybe emotionally, maybe intellectually, and you're raising your consciousness with everyone else as well. So that was very powerful. That's what I got from what she said.
That's fantastic. That's great. Anybody? Actually, let me get one more person. One of you braves. Go ahead.
If I may, I agree with what she said, but I think something that if I want to add a little caveat to it, I think it's when your emotions and your thought align. When they come together, that's when it becomes powerful, because you got to think, when we're in the mastermind and we're focused on the result, your emotions are also tied into that end result, which is more powerful. So now you're in total alignment with you as one.
Hold on, real quick. You're breaking up. Hold on, you're breaking up.
I'm
I want
sorry,
you to start back. No, you get.
Can you hear me?
So, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Start back over at when you're in total alignment.
You're in total alignment with yourself now, because now you have your emotions and your thought process going in one direction, which is that end goal. So now when you add everybody, say 22 people, where their emotions and their thought process is aligned towards that end result, it makes it way more powerful. But you become more powerful yourself, because everything about you is saying, I want this end result. I'm not in conflict with myself, because my emotions could want one thing and my intellect can want another. Well, I'm in conflict with myself, even though I'm in this mastermind. So I have to become one by tying my emotions directed toward that end result to align my thoughts, which actually makes me more powerful within and adding value to the mastermind.
Okay, good stuff, man. Appreciate you. You can always add input. You dare not have to ask if you may. You can always add input. Let me break a few things down. I want to define emotions, because Shannon, myself, Thomas, we're using emotions, and we're using it a couple of different ways depending on how we're using it. It's two main ways it was used here. In the last 10 minutes, it was two main ways. Emotions was used as vibration, and it was also used as, Shannon said, feelings. Feelings are still vibration, okay? But the way it was being used between Thomas, Shannon, and myself, in some cases, was you being unstable and only worried about you and not the whole, or not rational thinking or something like that. Think of a lower nature of vibration, okay? The best way to do this is, I'm going to borrow from Oprah. We were using big mind, little mind. Sometimes we heard the word emotion, it was big mind. Sometimes we heard the word emotion, it was little mind. You know how you be in an argument and you get all your points across, but you never solve the problem? That's emotionally little mind. You normally solve problems when you listen and when you let someone else be heard. So I just wanted to find that real quick. I won't recap what either said just yet, but I want to put everyone on the same page. Is everyone on the same? Does anyone have questions about emotions right now? Yes, go ahead. Oh, she had a hand up. I got my screen. Okay, so whoever said yes, you can go, and then I'm coming to Chantel. Sound like everybody said yes.
I didn't have a question about emotions. It was a question about mastermind.
Ask your question. You're good.
So the mastermind really sounds like at the church. Well, not the church as in the building, but what the definition of church is supposed to be. So like the body of Christ. Because like now that I'm thinking about how mastermind makes you a better person. The mastermind has one vision. The mastermind is kind of like moving towards something together as a collective, one mind, one body. And that really sounds kind of like church, right? So, well,
Absolutely.
what's supposed
Before
to be.
church was, yes, absolutely. Before church was hijacked by the German word Kirche, which represents building, before Jesus ever spoke of it in Matthew, as you would understand it, the Greek word already existed. There was already ecclesia. I don't want you to think, if you're subscribed to Christian or Jewish faith, you got a question? Or okay, good. Tibbs just made some money and she just shouted over there. The word already existed. Now, to back up your point, Evody, ecclesia, original meaning, means purposeful gathering of people. That's a mastermind. People gathering on a purpose is a mastermind, and as Shannon said, with organized intelligence. And as Chantel said, in harmony. And as Deanna said, with thought energy. A purposeful gathering of people was the original word. So, Evody, you're fine if you want to equate mastermind to church, because that's your frame of reference. Frame of reference just simply means how you have perceived things in your life, your experience, and how you see it through your eyes. If that works for you, keep it, because not only is it accurate, but if it changes your life, that's the only thing that matters. So go ahead and keep it. Good? Outstanding. Chantel, they tell me you had your hand up. I would love to hear from you.
Well, my mind is still just in flames about when you said unsuccessful people are rarely in harmony with the laws of success.
Oh, I was so coming back there too. I'm glad you're here. Go ahead.
And it just hit me because I had the tendency to get the confusion between helping somebody, motivating others, the understanding of what two people are talking about. And that has nothing to do with them and I following the laws of success. That is simply understanding what each other are talking about, motivating one another. So I'm thinking that I went through a phase as to where I thought that because I'm doing something positive, it is mastermind. And as I hear you say that right there, an imitation, it just makes me think of how I was on the way to the gym and I'm like, I see these people running, I want to be like them. I want to do what they're doing. I want to be able to hop up on the stool with my 2 feet. I want to do that. I do. Not, I can't do that. That's good. Oh, he's good for him. No, I want to do that. And that is what the mastermind is. And I'm learning, and as you say, this is when you are following the laws of success and you're in harmony, you're in alignment, you go ahead and do that. So it just makes me appreciate mastermind even more. But yeah, the difference right there, woo, yeah.
Good. I'm glad you got that, because I'm still coming back to that.
I got a question.
Sure, Jack. And then we're going to get PJ has a question after that. And it was one more person, right? Shannon wanted a high five. That's what it was. Okay. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah. There's a book, Dave Ramsey's daughter says, live your life, not theirs. And so as we think about, looking at other people, chasing after them, but we got to live our lives. And with a mastermind, I look at that as a building of our lives in harmony and friendship. The church was phenomenal because everyone you can feel the harmony in a church. And so I thought about that, live your life, not theirs. So you look at other people's cars, other people's, yeah, it's like, oh, they must be rich. But if you say something different, like, that was nice of them to have it, or that's nice, something not negative, you can be in harmony with your thoughts, and it could be their thoughts too.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Jack. And let me point out something you said here. That live your thoughts, not theirs. That is spot on, powerful. But that's not harmony, and that's what Jack is pointing out. That's not harmony. If you can't be in harmony with your own success, your own thoughts, and you are filled with their thoughts, you're in harmony with other people's destiny. You're in harmony with other people's principles, other people's standards, other people's expectations, and my favorite to point out, other people's limiting beliefs.
Can you give an example of that?
Yeah, I can give an example of that. Chantel, you need to go get a job.
Okay,
that is their thoughts. Well, this is an overt one. I'm gonna give you a subtle one too. You need to go get a job. That's their thoughts, because their generation was programmed to go get government security, work hard for 65 years, and then retire and go back and be a Walmart greeter. That's their generation. If you take it out, you can take it out of culture. There are lots of African cultures, FOD would agree with this, education is key in African cultures because education is the standard, the high point of what you have achieved in your class. This is why you'll always see people from Africa. I'm not, Africa. I'm going to say from Africa. They're doctors because that is the standard that's been pushed. Now watch this here. That's so subtle. Other people's thoughts, because school ain't for everybody, and neither is getting the $105,000 in student loans practical. So you have the overt thoughts. Oh yeah, do this. You use a girl. You know what? Here is some subtle thoughts that damage women, and somebody needs to talk about it. And as a man, I'll go ahead and do it because me doing it as a man will make it stick out even more. Women are taught subtle thoughts. Sit there, be passive, and wait for some man to rescue you, and look pretty and smell good, so he chooses you. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. In the culture of, I was gonna say America, but way more than just America. Chantel, that's not ladylike. Tempest, don't do that. You don't want this. Make sure you are man approved, so you can find a good one who picks among all his options and then rescues you and then gets you pregnant so you can have purpose. That's accurate. You ain't gotta like it. That's accurate. I'm not telling you this is right. I'm saying that somebody prove me wrong. Go ahead. That is the culture we set off. Now, I'm not telling you it's right. I'm not here to say it's right or wrong. I'm here to tell you this is the example of their thoughts. How many of you women have been told beauty is pain? Let me stop talking. Unmute your mic. Raise your hand if you have been told.
Yep.
Now, think about that for a second. That's insane. Who are you being beautiful for? you're putting your body through pain so you can be acceptable to some man that ain't gonna appreciate you till he sow his wild oats and is ready to calm down when he got a beer belly. I'm gonna tell the truth, but these are their thoughts. You get it? That's a subtle their thought though. You didn't know that you were keeping that $20 emergency cash just in case he had crazy so you catch a cab home. Here's more subtle thoughts. Boy, don't you cry. That's their thoughts. You know how many jacked up fathers there are? Because we were taught to be emotionless. This is early. 1-year-old girl falls. 1-year-old boy falls. Get up, boy. Good job. Good job, buddy. Good job. You strong. It's other people's thoughts. Be careful with that. That's their thoughts. That's backing up Jack, and it's also answering Chantel's question. Good. Tempest, I think we quenched out. We've quenched. Oh, well, let's go with PJ. PJ had a question. Go ahead, PJ. Shannon has a raise. PJ, Tempest, and Shannon.
Yeah, my question was, well, let me start with this. You know, there's a lot of groups out here, and you're asked to join a lot of groups, and a lot of them say they're basing the group on the mastermind principle, or that they're a mastermind group. So my question is, where's the tipping point of a group that makes it a mastermind versus just a group of people who get together trying to accomplish something positive or powerful, or produce something, especially in our life coaching, speaking arena? There's a lot of groups like that. When does it cease to be a mastermind if someone's calling it that?
That's probably the best question tonight. And Think and Grow Rich answers it, but Shannon accidentally answered this question already. It's the tipping point, or it ceases to be a mastermind when it stops being organized intelligence. Have y'all ever been in there are, I don't want to call out the establishments, but they always do this. And you ever had a meeting that was pointless? Mm-hmm. I don't want to call out the establishment. It happens all the time in one particular genre of establishments, but I don't want to, because all faculty meetings. You say faculty meetings, or meeting typically meets. This mastermind typically meets once a week, and take up money and meets once a week. Here's what happens is everyone in that mastermind doesn't have anything to do later. And what they do is that mastermind is their highlight of that week. And so you end up having a bunch of frivolous conversations instead of saying, okay, PJ, here's what we do. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And then the next week, PJ, did you do step 1? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, let's organize together and see if we can help PJ complete step 1. That's that organized intelligence that Shannon had mentioned earlier. Concisely stated, PJ, your mastermind stops being a mastermind when it starts being a bunch of people gathering to be average. Did that help you?
Yes. Do you have a more compact, concise definition of organized intelligence that I can write, or can I just?
I've got it. No,
okay.
I'll borrow from Think and Grow Rich. She asked, I didn't put mine. She asked if we have a more compact, concise definition of organized intelligence. Let's start first with the burning desire, and remember, so your organized intelligence must have a burning desire. It just must. The mastermind group must have a burning desire that all in the group can be in harmony with.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Now, after that burning desire, then I don't make definition too long, but you go through all the principles, faith, et cetera, but let me skip to one. Then what you need to have is definite of purpose. Why are we here? Are we here to become great businessmen and women, and we are working on our mentality so we can think and grow rich? Is that why we're here? Or are we here, Antonio, because you want to talk for 2 hours? Right? Which one are we here for? Are you helping people, or is this your platform to show how smart you are? There's a lot of people. The best place for you to see where people want to show how smart they are or what they've accomplished is always motivational speakers who do it. If you go somewhere where motivation speakers are gathering and you open it up for Q&A, they're going to use that platform to tell you their story. And then they're going to get to their question. If they even have a question at all. That's someone that is not with the organized intelligence. That's just what they want to do. Now, your principle, not your principle, your definite of purpose. You got your definite purpose, and then your organized intelligence or organized planning, okay? Organized intelligence. Now, let's make this definition concise. Organized intelligence, you can write this down, PJ.
Mm-hmm.
Organized intelligence is when a group agrees on the burning desire, or when the group has a burning desire for the definite purpose of the group, of the mastermind, excuse me. I don't want to be redundant. It's when the group has a burning desire for the definite purpose of the group and organizes that thought to accomplishment of that group's goal.
Okay. All right. I think I get the gist now. I get
Sweet.
it.
Good. Thank you for your question. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Tempest, give us something here. Give us something. Tell us how important or how has masterminds changed you? Because you've come quite full circle with group activities and masterminds. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I hate group projects. So I hate groups, right? So I struggled with mastermind because I had brought my hatred for groups and group projects to a mastermind group. This mastermind group, or I would say mastermind groups in general, taught me not to be selfish. It taught me to consider other people first. So if I don't show up, how does that affect the group? If I do show up, but I don't show up all the way, how does that affect the group? If I do show up all the way, but I'm in a bad mood, how does that affect other people? And then how does that affect their burning desire? How does that affect their children? How does that affect their parents, their job, their bank accounts, their mood, you know? So it taught me not to be selfish. It taught me to be in harmony with myself first. I can't show up to a group expecting things from it if I'm not aligned with myself, if I'm not aligned with source. So taught me a lot of things, but most importantly, it taught me you get back what you put into it. So if you show up to the mastermind group expecting everything and giving absolutely nothing, you're more than likely not going to walk away with everything because you're holding yourself back. And now you're holding other people back. So not only how am I showing up to the mastermind group, but what is my contribution to the mastermind group? And am I secure enough with myself? Is my self-esteem high enough to where I can offer who I am without expecting people to burn me, without expecting people to hurt me? Or will I sit in low self-esteem and just go with the flow? I I did that. I've seen others do that. And I don't want to go with the flow harvest anymore. So I show up 100%. Sometimes I give more than what I say I have time for, but I want more from the universe than I can hold on to, if that makes sense. So I would say, one, be in harmony with yourself. If you are out of line with yourself, then please don't join a mastermind group, because you're going to disrupt the flow of everyone else. And then check yourself, because no one wants to always have to lift you up so the mastermind can move forward. No one wants to always have to fix you so we can move towards our burning desire. So show up properly, show up in alignment, and trust your mastermind group with what you're struggling with, because you're there for a reason. We are aligned. We attracted each other for a reason. So I would say just be open and honest, and be willing to give and receive, and let the mastermind.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic. And it makes me have another question. I haven't read the entire book yet. So is there a portion in the book, or is there a protocol? I hear a lot of self-harmony, being in alignment with oneself, all of that before you get into a mastermind to get in alignment with other people. So how do you screen your participants that you select for your mastermind to be sure they have done their inner work to get in alignment with themselves before they come to the group?
Fantastic question. I'm going to answer it with the most relevant answer. Everyone lean in. You want me? I have this like 50 answers to this question. I'm going to answer this question with the most relevant question, which some of you are not going to like. Before you start screening your participants of your mastermind, you need to screen yourself. You will only ever attract who you are. I could tell you, yeah, you can have a questionnaire, or you can make sure you align yourself with your purpose, and I can tell you all of that. But nothing will be more true than if you're looking for great leaders, you must first become one. If you're looking for great mastermind members, you must first become one. Some of us, and I apologize for the reality of this. Actually, no. I apologize that I have to say this. I do feel bad about that, but I don't apologize for the reality of it, because it's not my seed, it's yours. In fact, everybody write this down. I'll put it in the form of a question. I'm going to put it in the form of a question for you, that what I feel bad about. Ask yourself this: is my business suffering because I am a bad customer? No, write that down, honestly. Some of you are really bad customers, and you don't understand why your business won't grow. You only attracting customers who act like you. That's what Grant Cardone says. Well, then there you go. Some of you are doing all the right stuff to grow your business, but it will never work because you haven't grown you. Some of you don't pay your invoices on time, and you want people to pay you on time. Tippin said I agree. No, you got to unmute.
I would say when the mastermind of ATS JR companies got in harmony with each other and came on one accord, we had our best year ever because nobody was in their ego. If they were, they brought it to the table. Everybody focused. We had a goal to accomplish on a particular weekend. Everybody was vibrating at that. Everybody was there, and we accomplished it because we were all on one accord. We put our heads together and dropped our egos, dropped our pride, dropped our attitudes, dropped our arrogance, and said, this is the goal that we want. And bam, the goal happened in like an hour. So I would say when you are together, when your unit is solid and your unit is focused on the goal, if you have a goal, then the goal becomes unstoppable. You said it earlier, you render yourself unstoppable when your mastermind is in harmony so much that is the only thing that you see is your burning desire or your ultimate goal.
Wow, that was
Now,
beautiful.
yeah, hold on real quick, Tim. Thomas, I'm going to get you. Let me say one thing real quick. I want to say that first of the year, I had a meeting with Tempest, and I actually wrote down in our 2000, in fact, y'all don't even know, but only Tempest knows about this. In our 2019, there's one thing about 2018 that bothers me. And I have two people I'm going to call dear friends that I owe $6,000 to. Okay, $6,000 something like that. And I had to take care of a lot of stuff, a lot of people. And the first thing I put on that list, and I told Tempest, I said, no matter what, very early, in full, and I got it written down, we're going to happily pay $6,000 to our friends. I want you to process what I'm actually saying here, and I'm sure Thomas is fit to come in and do an alley-oop. I just need you to get that that's being a good customer. Sometimes stuff happens, you understand? But there are people, it's not been wrong, and I'm not taking services, but I said I was going to do something, and we are making arrangements plus a gift to say, sorry, this took so long. Right? Yeah, plus an additional gift, right? But that is how you're supposed to behave. And it's at the very top of the 2019 goals. And it just should be. It just should be. And I want you to understand that. If you're going to, how dare us want, abundance, and we're withholding abundance for someone else. So you're going to have to accept that. And if you're not willing to admit that on a recorded line, you're most certainly willing to admit it to yourself. And if you can't admit it to yourself, it's okay. Your vibration is admitting it to the universe, and that's why you're in your position. Go ahead, Thomas.
Wow. I mean, two back to back, y'all made me scared to even say something, but let me just throw my thoughts in the pot. And the question I want, and I think you've already said it, I'm gonna just reiterate it, that I want to put out there is you have to say to yourself, we say the cliche all the time, you reap what you sow. But do you ever ask yourself this question, what am I sowing? What do I need to sow in order to get the harvest that I want? I think that's a question that needs to be asked beforehand. What do I need to sow in order to reap the harvest that I want? And then follow this up with what things do I need to, behaviors or habits do I need to start, activities I need to start? What activities do I need to let go? And what activities do I need to continue?
That's a really good question, and all of you should write that down. What do I need to sow to get the harvest that I want? That's a really good question, and you all should be thinking like that. Mrs. Doctor, whose hand is about to fall off? What happened? Oh, she stepped away. No, now she stepped away. All right. She right there? Okay, I don't have my screen up. Is she ready? She gave me the hand. Okay. But after you take your hand back, you let me know when you're ready. Let's go back to the last thing Thomas said. Ask yourself, what do I need to sow to get the harvest that I want? What do I need to do to get the harvest I want? So it's a real question. Yeah. It's actually a practical and the only question you should be asking yourself. Too many people. Okay, is Chantel still on? All right, this is me doubling back to what I said I wanted to go to. Those who are successful are constantly in harmony with the laws of success. Those who are not successful are rarely at harmony with the laws of success. I need you to get this here. There is a way to be successful in this universe, period, point blank. You don't get to change that. Good or bad, successful as a thief or successful as Mother Teresa, there is a way to do it. Successful as Donald Trump or successful as Barack Obama, there is a way to do it. Now, you don't get to determine what success is. You only get to determine what success is for you. You don't get to determine what it is for others. I see your hand up, Emily. Those who are in harmony with the laws of success become successful. Now, you got that. Let's talk about the opposite. Some of you intentionally do stupid things and expect that you can pray that stupid thing away. There is no prayer life that can pray away a bad seed. Everything else I'm fit to say for the next 3 to 5 minutes, you should absolutely remember or write down or do whatever you have to do to get it in your head. Every single thing I'm fit to say for the next 3 to 5 minutes. Thing number 1, you don't get to pray away your trash. You don't get to pray away your trash. If you planted it, whether you want it to, it's working. Oh, okay. If you planted it, that's okay. That's okay. Use this one. I got it already solved the problem. Use this one. I solved the problem permanently too. If you planted it, you will absolutely reap it. You don't get to pray your way out of it. You don't get to unplant your way out of it. So that's what you can't handle. You don't get to unplant your way out of it. Now, if you want to neutralize your way out of it, you have to plant more good than bad. So when the bad pops up, it pops up on a really good day. But once it go in the ground, it is what it is. You're done for. Good or bad, you're done for. The second thing I want to say, everybody follow me? The second thing I want to tell you is in the telling of you, before I tell you the second thing, let me preface it. I just told you that you can't take away your seeds. Some of you are like, I don't plant bad seeds. You're right. You're just too scared to plant. I'm talking to you now. Let me encourage you. There's no such thing as a seed too small. You have never in your life had a seed too small. Never. Makes no such thing. No such thing. You have faith the size of a mustard seed. There's no such thing as a seed too small. When someone sows into your life, or when you sow into your life, it will come up. Because all seeds are small. And none of them are too small. I wish I had somebody right there. I feel like this is a good time to call on FOD. Go ahead, FOD.
You mean for my question, right?
No. Ask your question after you give me the energy that's pulling at me right now. And I wasn't even looking at you, but I feel you.
Well, wow. I guess I'm one of those people, because when you're talking about planting bad seeds, and I'm thinking, I unintentionally plant bad seeds for myself. But when it comes to intentionally planting seeds, I try not to plant until I'm ready and I know that this is a good seed that's going to have a good harvest. But as you're saying this, I'm looking back at all of the different opportunities that I could have done something just so small, so simple, that I'd be harvesting now, but I kept thinking I'm not ready. No, this isn't good enough. No, this is, maybe I need to adjust more, or like waiting for the right moment, for the right everything, that I didn't plant anything when I could be harvesting something right now. And now I'm not harvesting anything because I didn't, not that I'm not harvesting, because of course we're always planting, but those seeds that I could have planted, I'd be harvesting them right now, and I'm not. But it's just me reflecting back and seeing, like you're saying, the little things. And I'm looking at holding the door open. I'm looking at giving that $10, buying this product. Or I'm looking at just the smallest things that I could have done, but I wanted to play safe, so I didn't do anything. And yeah, so I can definitely see how going forward, I can harvest so much more, because you said there's no such thing as a small seed. So if there's no such thing as small seed, then I'm like, there's so much I could do to plant good seeds.
That's right. Before you ask your question, let us celebrate that moment. Come on. That's a breakthrough moment. Yes, yes, yes. It's a breakthrough moment. You're doing a good job. And we have a guest here tonight. His name is Thaddeus. What's up, Thaddeus? You all right? Yeah, he say, hey, here. Come over here so they can see you. Yeah, let y'all see. My man right here. Tell him how old you are. 15. 15. He's hanging out with me for the next couple of days. Yes, he's 15. But look, this is how the universe works. The universe, whatever he is about to do next, you needed this conversation. That's the way it works. There are no accidents. There is no seed too small. Whatever you're about to do next, this conversation pushes you there. Y'all believe in all the wrong stuff. And that's why you're not in harmony with the laws of success. Yes, go ahead, Elodie. If you got two questions, you can ask them now.
Okay. So if you're saying no seed is too small for me to plant, so that means no seed is too small for me. For example, when other people do random acts of kindness, that means that even that smallest little act, as much as it may have seemed insignificant, plays a huge role, correct?
That's absolutely correct. And the only person who called it small or insignificant was you, because the universe saw it as exactly what you needed for that moment to get to the next level. Think about this for a second. I don't know if y'all understand how smart the universe is. I need you to get that bee. Have you ever seen a honeycomb? Mm-hmm. That shape is the most efficient and effective shape to stick all the honeycombs together. If it was a square, it would eventually be too big. If it was a triangle, it wouldn't be as efficient. It had to be that hectagon, I believe. It had to be that hectagon. Now, the bees didn't go to college for that. They didn't go to the ATS Business University, but like, hey, Antonio Smith was like, what you need to do is you need to get off these squares and go to these hectagons. You know? That's not what happened. I would love to take credit for that. That would be something that I would actually say. Hey, bees, you're tripping. Let's, make your space more efficient. But that's not what I did. The universe just knows how to win. Oof, somebody missed what I said. The universe knows how to win without effort. And are you ready for this? Universe wastes nothing. The same air that Jesus breathed is the same air you're breathing now. The same air Mahatma Gandhi breathed, air you're breathing now. The same air breathe. You're breathing out chemicals. Carbon, same nitrogen, same oxygen, same hydrogen. I promise you, serious. It goes up, it rains down. Same stuff. The water the dinosaurs drank, you just drank it this morning. I'm dead serious. This is it's called an ecosystem. Ecosystem. I'm serious. This is dead serious. This is pure 6th grade science. This ain't even that far up. This is like 6th grade science at this point. This is in 9th grade, but now these kids learning in the 6th grade. Okay. Now think about it this way. I'm talking about you. I'm talking to you every day about insignificant. Not that the universe doesn't do anything insignificant. It's all significant. It wastes no good deed. The universe doesn't what you needed for that day to be prosperous. This is very left brain, Grace. Shannon got a hand back up. All right. It is. Yeah, man. God don't waste nothing. Let me tell you something. There is nothing being wasted in your life. Not even that charger. Nothing. Sometimes stuff breaks just so you can be reminded you had the money to pay for it. I wish I had somebody. I wish I had somebody right there. Sometimes every single thing happens to remind you you're doing a good job. Are you praying with me?
No.
That's that real old school right there. Okay. Shannon, let us hear from thee.
Okay, so I came in at the perfect time because the universe is what it is. So the universe is whole. I bet if you do break down the word uni is like whole. In Spanish, uno is one. So universe, whole, one, going back to Jack earlier, which is where my first comment was, and being that I came in the conversation when I did after I stepped away, this is giving me so much empowerment right now because I'm in perfect alignment with what's going on in class. Jack said, live your life, not theirs. Do it for you. You is a 3-letter word. One is a 3-letter word. When you live for you, you live for one. And being part of a mastermind, you learn that we are one. In our mastermind, some of us have quit. Some of us have thought we were doing work for Antonio, making his name great, and nothing was happening for us. But we never cease to be a mastermind because from the beginning, he has told us we are one. Just because you quit, you don't go away. And just because you quit, the mastermind doesn't leave you. Because we are one whole. When you try to live apart from the whole, you live for them that don't accept the whole. But when you live for the whole, when you realize that we are one, then you don't live for them, you do live for you. And anything you do for you, the authenticity of who you are, you do for the one. So when Antonio sells a best-selling book, I sold that book. When Oprah is sitting in her garden, I'm sitting in a garden because we're one. And when you get that, then you get you and you get everything that you want because what you want is what the one wants. Universe, whole, uno, one, you, one. When you get that we are one, then you unlock an enormous amount of prosperity and abundance in your life. And I'm out.
You broke class.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to YouTube organ. So I could hit play every time you said something in the cadence.
That is the beauty of mastermind. How many times are we not around each other, or we not connected to each other, or I haven't seen my group in a long time hold all of us together. But my connection has not weakened because we are one. Everything they're doing, everything they have going on, they're trying to retire me. Tony told me this year, Shannon, all I need you to do is think about a dollar amount. Don't worry about not being able to coach. Don't worry about not being able to attend conferences. Get your PhD and keep a dollar amount in mind. That's all I need you to do, and have that energy flow. If I wasn't in tune with my mastermind, that would have been hard. I don't need nobody working for me. I don't need nobody. I need to do my part. If I don't do my part, then it ain't mine. No, we are one. $122,880 is what I keep on my mind, and I go to school. That's all I got to do, and my mastermind does the rest. That's hard to accept when you don't realize we're one.
This guy just spoke.
Come on.
Oh, Jesus. God, I had to pull over.
So,
Shannon.
can I ask? Oh,
I'm sorry.
You can ask whatever that is.
She just raised the awareness of a whole mastermind. I'm telling you.
Hey, Antonio, you're
yeah,
right.
that's true. That is true. You did just raise.
Yeah, Jack.
That
She's
kind
good.
of shifted everything. So, okay. A mastermind is not a class. A class mastermind is not a group. A mastermind is not even just a group of people. So now I'm thinking a mastermind is way more spiritual than we think. Because if she's saying that I'm not there, but I'm still there, even when I'm not there, like, that means that even these masterminds that are calling themselves masterminds, but never mastermind, that means that even at the beginning, they were never a mastermind. They were never really
Talk, Evo.
Right?
I was giving you an amen. Keep.
Okay. No, it just, because that just blew my mind. Like, it's almost as if, I don't even know where to go with this, because like, it just kind of like, I thought I was getting it, and now I'm like, okay, wait, this is almost like a mastermind is it's a part of your life path almost, because you never are disconnected to it, and that's the only way, because they're a part of your path. I don't know, like this, it just seems so up there. Like, it seems so like this is not something that's, and just anybody can just put together, just get any people together. You just have any sort of purpose. You just have any people around there. Yeah, like it just blowing my mind. But I also had a question. If I don't even know if I can even ask this question with what she just said. I just feel like it's just not in the flow.
We are all one. No. We are all one. And your question needs to be heard just as much as Shannon's sermon needed to be heard.
Okay. Well, then my question is, because we were talking about making sure you're ready, and making sure that, you know, you look at yourself and analyze yourself and all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, I'm not ready to have a mastermind with people that are, you know, trying to follow their dreams and go and accomplish and whatever. Because I see where I still have to work on certain things, and I'm looking at, okay, I want to work on those things so that I can get to the point where I am consistently able to contribute to a mastermind. However, what about I am ready to be the mastermind that is getting ready to be in a mastermind, if that makes sense. Could that be something because I'm like, I do have that fire. I do have that where I want to be a part of a group of people that want to be a part of the bigger mind, if that makes sense.
It sure does. And I want to give you a piece of advice. And I want to give it to all of you because you're doing such a good job, Evody, that you just did something that's going to keep you in poverty. After every interview, 99% of my interviews, I just did one today for, I don't know, a bunch of radio stations. They're all hooked up into one. They say, Antonio, would you like to give some advice to our audience? I say the same thing. Move before you're ready. Grace said it before me. Everybody write that down. Move before you're ready. I'm telling you right now, FOD, you're doing such a good job. Move. Don't be ready. Move, and you'll get ready. Move, and your mastermind will help you get ready. But move before you're ready. All of you. You got a business to start? Move before you're ready. I'm telling you right now. I'm almost, I beg you, if this was King James, I beseech you, please move before you're ready. FOD. Shannon got a hand up, okay. Go ahead, Shannon.
Yes, bless
Go
me,
ahead,
please.
Thomas and Shannon.
Listen, no, for real.
Thomas and Shannon.
Look,
okay, go
All
Thomas.
Right,
okay,
so
yeah, go Thomas, go Shannon.
Let me see if I can add
Hit
some
us with it.
practicality of what FOD was talking about. We're all independent. So let me try to make it a little bit more practical. Say you have a skill set, whatever it is, you choose. But now just say you're the only person in the world that's left. And your cable went out. Who would you call to get it turned back on? If your car broke down, who would you call to fix it? See, each of us have our own gifts that allows us to become one with the bigger picture. That's what makes us independent. But now we're dependent on other people's gifts as well for survival. The only thing in the Bible that, and I don't want to just go there, but it's part of my nature, that God ever said anything to my reference is, it's not good for man to be alone. We must be able to communicate. Thus, looking at the whole picture. A lot of times in business or life, we're trying to create things, but the bigger part, I think Antonio alluded to this earlier, you're not discovering anything. It's being revealed to you. Everything is already here. The energy, the matter, anything that somebody said, well, I created. No, you didn't create it. It was revealed to you. So now you manifest it. The marketplace is already there. The marketplace is teaching us how to grow our business. We're not teaching the marketplace. The customers were already there. They're educating us on how to get to them. And depending on how well you consume that education, will go into how well you're successful. I'll stop.
No, this is good. That's good. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. We are here to rescue each other. Shannon, throw us some of that energy.
Okay, no. Evody, when I met Antonio, I had no idea what a mastermind was. And I was not ready to be in one. When you get linked up with the proper leadership, with the proper leader, then you are kind of coached into, Antonio didn't meet me and say, I want you to be a part of my mastermind. He met me and said, let me work on your character. Come to my leadership class. Come teach a class for me. All the while, I believe he knew the potential of what I could be with him. However, at any given moment, if I would have chosen to walk away, I wouldn't be here right now. But because he went through these steps, because he mastered himself, and we linked up when we were in proper vibration, not the same vibration. I don't vibrate now at the level that that man vibrates at, but I am closer to it than I was when I started. And so Antonio is dead on it when he says, if you wait till you're ready, it's going to be too late. You're never going to feel ready. I couldn't tell you, I was never ready to be part of a mastermind. Hell, some days, today, I'm like, you know what? It's not about being ready. It's about working on yourself and not closing off, not being selective. If I had to choose a leader out of a lineup, I would not have chosen Antonio T. Smith Jr. If you read the book about him, when I first met him, it was like, man, heck no. He black, he a preacher, he loud. I'm done with that. I done had too many run-ins with them. I've had bad experiences with them. I ain't doing it. But it was something about him that made me, well, it was Tempest, that made me stick with them. And then it turned into a mastermind. I'm not new to this. This is my third time going through this leadership course. I grow each time. The mastermind has become better over the years. This is not Tony and Tempest's first attempt at doing the whole mastermind, let's grow, let's do this thing. It's a group of people living in poverty right now because they chose not to stay linked up, because they chose not to stay connected. So I would say keep your eyes and ears open. If you're the leader that's supposed to groom a mastermind and you keep doing what you're doing, you'll know when it's time. And if you're not the leader, then pay attention to the people that come into your life, namely Antonio and Tempest. This is not the only mastermind group that Tony has. And it won't be, he'll have many. When you're ready, I say get in one with him. But you can get in them with anybody, but you'll never be ready. That's the book, Jack. Look for that pretty girl in that book and read that story. I tell you exactly how I felt about that man when I seen him. But he changed my life, and I'm so happy for it. And Evody, you will never be ready. But as long as you stay ready, you never have to get ready. So always just stay in a constant state of ready. I stay ready for whatever. You have to working with Tony. You have to. So I hope that helps. You know I love you. You're on the right track. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see everybody. I haven't been able to be in class in a while, but you're never going to be ready, but just keep your eyes open and keep doing stuff like this, because it's a whole bunch of people that ain't doing stuff like this.
I want to point out something.
Thank you.
Yes. Did you want to respond to that, Evody? You're more than welcome. That's because that's the universe is talking to you.
Yeah, with what she said before, and with what we've been saying this whole call about no seed is too small, about the mastermind being something that is way more spiritual than we think, and saying about how this is something that just the fact that I'm here, I'm doing something, it gives me so much more confidence. It gives me a lot more assurance that, okay, that's just my poverty mind. That's just my limiting belief. That's scared to screw things up. Whereas like I'm where I need to be right now. So thank you.
Very welcome. Very welcome. And I'm very glad you got a chance to respond. I want to point out something Shannon said very early. And then I'm going to go to PJ. So get ready, PJ. Shannon said something very early that I really, really want to highlight. She said that I told her we need to do two things. Get your PhD. I don't even remember the second one. Oh, focus on the dollar amount. Because I understood that her dollar amount that she was focused on would always keep me in check. It would wake me up out my sleep because she's concentrating on it. The reason, same here? Yeah. Tempest says same here. She says she wakes up out of sleep. We ain't retired Shannon yet. The reason I bring it up, and you will appreciate this, Tempest, the reason I bring that up is, do you know how much you have to not be in competition in your mastermind? When you say, don't work, we got to work. You think. And you think over there until you can get here. When Shannon show up, we don't go, where you been? You know that. I call that the church. Yeah. I call that the church shank. If you're not careful, that shank can come out real quick. That shank, we shank it to your face, right in your face. Oh, baby, look at you finally back. Yeah. No, when Shannon come here, we celebrate. We celebrate what she posts. It's. I'm just trying to show you something, and I'm thinking about this on a PJ level, so I'm about to bring her up. A mastermind doesn't compete with one another. Shannon has her role. Shannon getting her PhD will validate our mastermind group. Right? Also, she doesn't know it. It's going to make me make her the president of my college that I'm starting. Yeah. It's going to make me make her the president and move Dr. Lou to the board members. It's just that simple. Yeah, who's that clapping? Is that her?
I love Dr. Lou.
Brian?
I
Okay.
love Dr. Lou
Yeah.
and Shannon. Yes.
But I just want you to know, she said it, and it's, just kind of passed everybody by. There's no competition. There's no competition. Shannon gets to do whatever she wants to do, however she wants to do. We're retired, Shannon. And guess what? When we retire, Shannon, it ain't going to be now, you owe us now. No. All she going to do is come here and make jokes about me. That's it. That's the only thing that's going to change. That's the only thing that's going to change. She's going to make jokes about me. That's the only thing that's going to change. PJ, let us hear from your brilliance.
Okay, lead me in. You were saying something made you think of me coming on anyway. What was that?
It was a no competition, because you were asking what's the tipping point of a mastermind. And I answered the question well, but I left out what Shannon, I don't think Shannon had said it just yet, but Shannon's only 2 jobs for the last half year and the rest of 2019 is to do her schoolwork. What was the other one again? Oh, and focus on the dollar amount that she needs for us to retire her. And we plan to give her that whole dollar amount all at once. Somebody missed it. That's all right. We plan on giving her yearly salary in one day. Yes, that's what we're clapping for. Now, I was bringing it up, PJ, I guess setting you up. It's no competition. We didn't ask Shannon. There's so many different phase 1 things that I could think of that someone in my position or our position would say that she needs to do. No, we help. We ask Shannon, how was the week? If I don't get to it, Tempest will get to it. If Tempest don't get to it, Deanna get to it. We ask. I've seen people one-on-one text message Shannon, all asking her about her school. We do it in our own different ways.
Tell
He
Brian.
behind, Brian.
Yes, ma'am.
Develop
Yes,
some
ma'am.
new habits, Brian.
Yes.
Develop some new habits. Look, I'll tell you what I did the other day. I hit Shannon with her. Shannon produced her whole podcast, 100 episodes. So I hit Shannon because I do it. I've done it to before about a look of stuff. I just copied and pasted and sent to all 100 episodes. And then she was like, "Oh, I've been ready. I'm waiting on the green light." And I was like, "You got it." Now I'm pretty sure this is like the day before yesterday or something. Now I'm pretty sure she's working on her podcast whenever time permits. Point is, we all have our ways of letting her know you're still connected. You get it? Whether it be sending podcasts or whatever. I'm business related, so I kind of say business things. Tempest, I'm sure, gives hugs and stuff, whatever. She probably gives emoji hugs. I don't know. Deanna probably talks about peanut butter or something. Whoever, I don't know. But the deal is, there's okay. There's no competition in this mastermind and any mastermind. PJ?
Okay, all right, I got you. Everdy had said something. Everdy, you said something a while back that prompted something in my mind and about the connection. And then when people leave, and we got on to Shannon and how they're really not gone. And it, two things. One made me think of another group I was in, and one of those persons is in this group now. And I said to him, when you form a certain kind of connection with people, it's like family or decisions and choices in life. When you tie yourself to a person, they do not ever leave you. They are not ever gone. You know, from a spiritual sense, a relational sense, etc. But Evody, what I wanted to say to you was that's a choice. It's a decision. If you decide to connect with someone, you form that bond that will be indestructible if you choose it to be. So that's something that's in your purview and your choice to do. You have the power to do that with, you know, any human being. And I was looking at something for the definition. The other thing was about, which helped me kind of answer I put a question on the board, Les Brown's quote about if you're in the frame, how do you can't see yourself. And Thomas had said, we have to ask ourselves, what do we need to sow into ourselves to be abundant? So my question initially was, can we look at ourselves enough in the frame to objectively and honestly and intelligently decide what we need to sow to be abundant? That was my one question. And I do want a response to it, but something came up in the meantime, which was if a mastermind is a peer advisory group as well, it's like everybody in the group helps remove, build, grow, perfect the imperfections someone still has. I think that's a big purpose of it as well. But I would like to hear your feedback, Antonio, about the question of, can we see ourselves in the frame enough to know what we need to sow ourselves?
Absolutely you can, because it's not you're looking at. It's future you're looking at.
Okay.
Albert Einstein says the consciousness that created how do you say it? The
mind that
consciousness cannot solve a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mind that created a problem cannot solve it with the same consciousness. Mind that created a problem can't solve it with the same consciousness. But future you can solve it. It's not the same consciousness. And books will lead future you in the invisible world to the visible world. So when you're focusing on your future harvest, you're saying, my name is Chantel Thompson, and I look like this. And then you objectively say, okay, how does looking like this look? I have a nationwide program on the brink of becoming international. I rescue, develop, nurture, and equip teenage women. And I've just received the highest civilian award that American can give to a civilian. And I won a Nobel Peace Prize for my program. And then here's what happens. You start building backwards. Okay, it's going to take this effort. And I have to have these friends. Some of your friends don't serve you. They serve you for laughter, but they don't serve you for prosperity. And you're just going to have to, reconcile with this. You don't dismiss either. You don't dismiss the friends that don't serve your prosperity. You just hang with them when you're taking the day off. Right? Yeah. When it's Thanksgiving, these are the friends that you hang with. But outside of Thanksgiving, when you plan on, I'm breaking my diet this weekend, right? Outside of that, that's when you go back to being future you. PJ asked, this is the second great question she was asked tonight. You get to objectively look at, and this is based on Thomas's question, objectively look at what you want to plant by looking at future you. Because if you look at you, you're going to be distracted. And let me tell you why you're going to be distracted. Because you don't have the understanding that the you are now is not the you should be. I mean, excuse me. The you are now is the you should judge happily. And the reason you don't understand that is because you don't understand that you're constantly living in the residual effect of who you used to be. So when you wake up you're constantly living in a residual effect of who you used to be. I'll tell you why. There's a universal principle.
Yep, I get it. I get it.
Thank you. There's a universal principle that says you don't reap in the same season in which you sow.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible. You don't plant an onion and get an onion the same day. You always reap in a season you did not sow.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Antonio, like you tell us, that was one of the best answers you've given tonight. So the whole see yourself in the frame thing, can't see yourself in the frame thing, you flip the script to the visioning principle, that you vision where you need to do and you work back to what I need to do to get to that vision. Correct?
That's right. I guess so. Yeah. Didn't think about it, but I'm a bad man. Ain't I? No, I'm just joking. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And for those of you who didn't grasp it as fast as PJ, I want you to know that who you are today is who you were. And this is the beauty of it, because if you find yourself in trouble, that's who you were. That's what you did last month. You're just now reaping the seeds of what you were. But as a result of this conversation, who you are has changed. All you have to do is stay alive long enough to witness the change. This is why you hear me say all the time, don't die in your cutback seasons. Don't lose hope. This is what faith, this is why the Napoleon Hills has the faith principle, like number 2, I think. It's way early because it takes faith to walk out of a bad harvest. It takes complete faith to walk out of a bad harvest. It's rough around here. It is. But we can do it though, right? We can absolutely do it. And I'm grateful for PJ and everybody who asked a question. And now the universe is steering me in a different direction. Tempest, get ready. As in like now. And this is what I want you to do.
What kind of?
Shannon, get ready.
The hurricane is coming right now.
No. I want Tempest and Shannon. I want you to. It's 8:45 our time. And for the next 15 minutes, you two, and close us out. We got tag team it. Close us out. I've got nothing else to say. The universe told me shut up. Shannon, Tempest, I'm muting my microphone now.
You can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you and good. No. just joking. Oh, Tempest, I'll turn it over to you.
I'll say show up. When you show up as your authentic self, you will attract unto you an authentic mastermind group. But as long as you are pretending, trying to be someone else, or trying to act like you have it all together, the universe can't bless you with what you need, because you're trying to prove to the universe that you know better than the universe. So it can't find you. It can't bless you. It can't open up a window of heaven and pour out a mastermind group. It can't lead you to greatness and lead you to abundance. So first, show up as your authentic self in your own life. then attract the mastermind group, then participate in the mastermind group, then have faith that you are surrounded by people who are only interested in achieving the goal. And along that journey, they are interested in helping you achieve your individual goals. Because it gets rough out here. Antonio just said that. And there are going to be some times where you want to quit. You want to give up. Your mastermind group should push you back into the game. When you want to take a time out, it should help you and should push you forward so you don't fall by the wayside. You don't feel like you need to give up. So many of us are trying to do X, Y, and Z alone, and we're suffering because we want to do it on purpose. We purposely suffer because we don't want to depend on other people. You were showing up as me. You hate group projects, so you didn't want to be a part of the group. But all groups are not the same. And you just have to realize that. You have to have faith that there's a group out there for you. But you must show up as yourself. You must be willing to put in the work. You must, I've been up to 3 o'clock in the morning the past couple of days because my burning desire, not only for me, but it helps and enhances the people around me. Shannon don't know it, but her PhD is inspiring me to be greater. So I don't want a PhD, but I do want to dominate in my field. So knowing that she's up writing papers and reading articles galore pushes me to do the same thing for my business. So I lean and depend on her, even though she's not present, her energy is present. Her energy pushes me forward. Antonio, I talk to him all day, every day. His energy pushes me forward when I want to give up or when I'm tired or when last night I said that my eyes were on fire, but my brain wouldn't stop. So I have to lay down, close my eyes, and let my brain do the work. Because yes, I have a burning desire, but so does everyone else in my group. So I'm not just working for me. I think about Shannon going to work every single day, and it bothers me. And me and Antonio talk about it every single day. What can we do today to make sure Shannon comes home? Because Shannon coming home and giving her time to focus on her PhD also puts Metro at ease, right? So I'm not just working for me. I'm working for Shannon's son. I'm working for Antonio's kids. I'm working for Deanna's son. I'm working for Brian's kids because it's more than just me. But if I don't show up authentically, how can I put that energy out there? I'm fighting against it if I don't show up. I'm fighting against not just their dreams, but their kids' dreams, their kids' dreams. So it's bigger than you. It's bigger than, oh, I'm scared, or, oh, I don't know if I'm with the right group. Make sure you're the right person for the group first, and then attract the right group to you. Your turn, sis.
You most definitely have to show up, and you have to show up even in the struggle. One thing I remember about first encountering and agreeing to my mastermind experience started with this class. And my only rule was, don't miss my class. That's the only thing Tony told me. You don't got to do nothing else. They're doing creators. They're doing all this. Grace is one of my best friends. She's doing all, I see her on Facebook, sitting in a group at a table. I'm like, what the heck is she doing? And she's like, come on, you need to come work with Tony, man. You need to come work with Tony. I'm like, not impressed. But it was at a point in my life when I was extremely tired. I was tired because I knew what I had in me, but I knew that I had set up my life in such a way that I didn't have anybody around me that would require what was in me to come out. Not because they didn't love me, but because that's the way I set it up. You know, I don't want you to pull out my dreams. I don't want you to pull out love for me having love for myself. I don't want you to, I don't want to live for me because I didn't like me. And the only way that I could shield that and cover that up was to live for them. by getting in with a mastermind when I wasn't ready, when I was struggling, when I felt unworthy, when I knew that I treated people poorly, when I knew that I manipulated people to keep them treating me the way that they needed to treat me, when I knew that I didn't know what I wanted, but I knew that I wasn't living the life that was meant for me. I persisted through the struggle. Then when I locked into the power of the mastermind, I still struggled. I still challenged Tony. I still challenged the group. But because I realized we were one, I realized there is no letting go. There is no turning back. And I felt equal. And that was because I continuously showed up authentically me. Sometimes I would come in that room, y'all, and I would bring hell with me. But they never made me feel like hell. They never made me feel like hell. I would bring darkness. I would bring negativity. So don't think that a mastermind is perfection. A mastermind is not perfection. A mastermind is progress. And it's progress under the hand and under the shield of grace. They never told me to go away. They never told me you don't belong here. Ungrateful and all, I was still allowed to stay. It was because the universe connected us. Not our thoughts, not our actions, not our wants. Oh, I want to be in a mastermind. I want to be in a mastermind. I don't think anybody in our mastermind can say they approached life, they approached this group saying, I want to be in. We didn't even become a mastermind until one day it was like, wow, we're a mastermind. That wasn't the goal. The goal was to be in constant vibration with each other. The goal was to be in a higher state of awareness collectively. The goal was not to be a mastermind. If that's the way you look at it, you'll never be a part of one. And if you are part of one, it'll never be successful because that's not the goal. You are made a mastermind by having a collective goal, by having a collective knowledge, by having a collective vibration, a collective frequency, by realizing that we are one. So don't leave class today saying, oh, I got to go jump into a mastermind. Find out where you are really and who you are really. If every single time somebody makes a comment, you have something that says, but you need to go continue in this class. Tony teaches me something every day. I don't tell him because that's just the way our relationship works. I learn from him every day. I learn from Tempest every day. I learn from Grace every day. I learn from Brian and Deanna and Michelle every single day. Everybody in my mastermind is a CEO. I don't know what I want my business to be, but do you know that I'm a CEO? Why? Because everybody in my mastermind is. So you gotta be, you have to realize it's not about being a mastermind. It's not about formulating a mastermind. It's not about going out and saying, I need to put one together. I need to be in one. I need to be in there with Tony and them. That's not what it's about. It's about doing the work and realizing that even in your struggle, you got to think about success. Even in your struggle, you got to think about what you want. Even in your struggle, you have to, I realized I was living beneath who I was. When I got tired of that, when the universe knew I was tired, the universe connected me to Tony. It ain't something you can go and put together like a house of cards. It's all about alignment. And it ain't about being in perfect alignment. It ain't about having perfect character. It's not going to happen when you're perfect. It's going to happen when you are in alignment with who you really are. I connected with Tony when I was a horrible person in character, but it was because I came to terms that that's who I was. And I allowed myself to be that. Give yourself permission to be who you are, and your mastermind will find you.
You can play better. You can dominate. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday for this class, tomorrow for marketing. Love you all. God bless you, and good night. Wow.